little two-part New York City something here for you today. Law and Order actor Isaiah Stokes, 41, is charged with murder for shooting a man 10 times in a daylight execution after an argument over a woman. Ain't that about a bitch, as they would say. Over a woman. One man lost his life over a woman, allegedly. Second gentleman looks like his life will be lost due to this woman. The Manosphere would not be having any of this story. We're not going to get too deep into this story. There's another one I wanted to get more into. Just cover the basics here real quick. Stokes, 41, was arrested and charged Friday over the February 7th slaying of Tyrone Jones in Forest Hills, Queens. This story was actually last week. I had it on the back burner, didn't get a chance to talk about it. I remember there was a story about a week ago, I can't recall what it was, somebody was talking about Queens, and one of the commenters said that there was nobody in Queens that really was criminal in nature. I guess they hadn't yet seen this story. Maybe they were being facetious. Queens is what it is. Police said Jones was shot multiple times in the face and head while he sat in a white rented Jeep near the corner of Linden Blvd and 200th Street in St. Albans. Jones was pronounced dead at the scene and 10 shell casings were found. Police sources said footage of his execution was posted on social media. Wow. Jones and Stokes are said to have gotten into a fight 4 months before the murder in a Long Island City nightclub. His death comes amid a surge in gun violence in the Big Apple in recent months, with shootings up 29% so far in 2021. Social media has the post. Don't want to burst your bubble, but they aren't going to put that video here. If they did, would I show it? I don't know. I'd probably try to show as much as I could, because what do I care? It's not like I'm trying to stay monetized or I'm even at that level. An actor who starred in the TV series Law and Order and Power has been charged with murder after allegedly shooting a man 10 times. Covered that. This is the guy here. Nice chesticles he has. This is him here. You notice how he has his hat pulled down like this? And this facial expression he's making here? This is how you know he's hard. And you know, perhaps I shouldn't even joke like that. Because in the end, I guess he proved he was. And potentially going to be doing some hard time now. This is also him here. We'll just wrap this up real quick right here. A police source told New York Daily News that Stokes and Jones had gotten into a fight 4 months before the shooting at Jones' birthday party in a nightclub in Long Island City in October. The fight broke out when Stokes allegedly hit on Jones' girlfriend, the source said. So Stokes hit on Jones' girlfriend, allegedly. Remember, Stokes was the shooter. Jones ended up dead. 4 months later, police said Jones was waiting to meet a woman in the rented Jeep around a mile from his home when he was ambushed by a gunman. Jones was shot almost a dozen times, and police recovered the 10 shell casings from a 9mm, which is what they stated above. Prosecutors said surveillance footage shows Stokes walk past the driver's side window of the Jeep before doubling back, gunning down his victim, and fleeing the scene. Scene here. Looks like that's all they have. They don't really have anything aside from that. Let's check out the comments. I'm guessing he will be defunded out of the next episode. No one marching in protest? It's true. Black Lives Matter not on the streets. Law and Order could do an episode about a bid actor with 10 credits to his name over a 12-year period going nuts and killing some dude in NYC. Seriously, it could work. I love it. New York is not selling itself very well on places I'd like to visit. I don't even think Frank Sinatra would be so keen to be there these days. Let's get to the main event. And perhaps for you, that one was the main event. Maybe it was. Moment 4 attackers bludgeon Harlem woman 61 with a kitchen pot and take her walker and credit cards as NYC crime continues to spiral. The incident occurred at 8:20 p.m. on Thursday in the Harlem neighborhood of Manhattan. A video released by the NYPD shows the victim being brought to the ground by one attacker while another begins beating her with a cooking pot. In a tweet from NYPD News, police say the attackers ran off with cash, credit cards, and the woman's walker. What they're going to do with the walker, I have no idea. Criminals are trash, but I guess we have to give them creativity here. Somebody getting attacked with a cooking pot. That's a new one by me. Police say the victim was taken to Harlem Hospital where she is recovering from her injuries. And as we've seen with a rash of these crimes lately, regardless of who the victim is. In this case, I did see that it was black on black. But regardless of who the victim is, I feel always fortunate when the victim actually does get away with just minor injuries. As I've said before in a lot of stories where the victim does escape with their life, they should be definitely thanking their lucky stars or saying a prayer to whatever God they believe in, because it doesn't always work out like that. Still shots here. We've got some video. Let's go ahead and show that. It looks like it's a 35-second video. No sound. Also, there's 3. Let me run that back real quick. There's a part I wanted to see that I want to see if I caught it right or not. Oh, okay. I thought the guy might have given her a kick. It looks like he just gave her kind of a shove out of the way. The victim was taken to Harlem Hospital, as I said above. Detectives are still hunting for the attackers. They leave the tip line number here. Good luck with that. On July 2nd, it says, a 76-year-old woman was seriously injured when she was shoved onto the ground by a man walking a dog in Brooklyn. Following the incident, a 70-year-old woman was attacked in the head while on her way to a doctor's appointment in the East Village. They have still shots here of these sexy women. Look at this. I don't know what that is, but look at that right there. Look at these tires. Even the guy, even the guy's pregnant. Look at this. That's a crew right there. I bet I'd have trouble even taking these 3 down. And we're not even talking about if he gets involved. These 3 beasties right here, I bet they can take me out. Beasties back, y'all. They never left. Further goes on to say a few days later, man was caught on surveillance video. July 15th, sucker punching a 60-year-old woman in the back of the head at the Grand Central subway station. Then on Saturday, there's more. A spike in violence. There's more. More. Crime in New York City. Assaults up, murders, shooting victims up, rapes up, robbery, and overall crimes are down. The article goes on to talk about Eric Adams a little bit. He recently won the Democratic primary. You can pause it here. I'll zoom it in so you can read a little bit more of this if you want to. But what he said here, a quote from him, "No one is going to come back to our multi-billion-dollar tourism industry if 3-year-olds are being shot in Times Square," Adams said. And that's what it's all about. It's about the money. The extent to which they will look to resolve this will come down to financial decisions. Once they see tourism start to dry up, or if they see it start to dry up, then they'll be like, oh, wait, we need tax money. Who cares about the people? Tax revenue's down. Maybe we should do something. Crime against the elderly should be an automatic 50 years in prison. Every morning I wake up in rural Maine, sip on my morning tea while birds are chirping. The most serious crime here is catching more fish than the permit says. Gutter trash. Oh why. This is so sad. I hope the lady recovers. Why steal the walker? New York City. Try not to hit these too often because you can cover these with multiple stories every day. And that's just not New York City. And that's a lot of large cities as well. It's something about the city element and the type of people and leadership that they attract to where these kind of things happen far more often than they do in more rural areas, for instance, or the crime makeup would be different, I guess, is how I would put it. You do wonder why, though, it seems more prevalent in these large cities and with a certain type of leadership in charge there. I wonder if, aside from the obvious, the leadership and the hands-off to crime approach, stresses of the big city, the financial pressures. This is just something else I'm thinking of, not to make an excuse for it, obviously, but unfortunate situation in both instances. A man lost his life over an idiot who apparently wanted something he couldn't have, the woman, and then here a poor old woman is beaten and her money's taken and her walker even. I mean, come on, how low can you go? It's like the video I put up several days ago about how they attacked an old man who was walking with a cane. Like, how much of a badass do you have to be to beat somebody down with a cane or a walker? Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and be well.